No, really.
1 minute. Wow. Well, I guess we're live. I couldn't find the song wherever it went. Oh, here it is, by the way. For anyone who wants to hear it. Hey, everybody! It's episode 150. Episode 150. We just found that Rumble Studio gave us a
Yep.
whole bunch of upgrades. Very cool stuff. We're messing with it, and you're gonna watch us mess with it live as we just push buttons and see what it does. Paul, man, I got stuck. I commented. I made the mistake of commenting on somebody who is like just loves mass transit and public transportation. Um, so my timeline for the last 3 or 4 days has been these idiots that want to spend gazillions of dollars to build trains everywhere and to build. And I said, you know what? Look, hold on. It doesn't work in America. And they're like, you're a fucking fascist. You're a Nazi. And I'm like, that aside,
Dude,
because I'm not. I said it works in Europe because Europe's small in comparison to
exactly
the
right. Yeah.
United States. It works. It does not work in the United States. And so I got stuck, like, and then all my feed was all like publicly funded stuff, like buildings, like housing buildings. They call them what? High density. They're fucking projects. They're ghettos.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
high
Yeah.
density.
High density housing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I finally got myself out of it. But while I was watching it, I was like, holy crap. And I did have a couple of decent battles. I said, you realize I worked, because you don't realize I worked for a mid-market mass transit. I did all of their procurement.
Yeah.
So I did that for about 8 years. So when I tell you stories, I'm telling you them from a first-person experience
Right.
inside the federal government
Right.
doing these things. And all this shit you're telling me is absolute lies. They're like, when they say studies show, right, that the traffic easing is a term that's often used.
Oh,
Traffic
yeah.
easing,
Yeah. Yeah.
the term traffic easing is actually means traffic reducing, car traffic reducing. But they sell traffic easing, and this is going to make your trip to work or to the store better and easier. When in fact it does the exact opposite.
Yep. We use that in law enforcement. We called it traffic calming.
Calming.
And what we would do is go out there, run radar, and write 5,000 tickets for people doing 45 in a 30 zone.
Hmm.
And we marked that as a success, which obviously it wasn't, but
Well, I don't know if if everyone's doing 45 on a road, should instead of just the haters, should the
Mhm.
people inside of government not come back and look at the road and go, well, clearly this road is designed for 45
Yeah.
because that's what people do. I mean, honestly,
No, 100%, Sean. Yeah.
like, why are we forcing them to go 30? What's the reason? Is there a school here? Okay, well, then let's go ahead and stick up the light that flashes yellow that says it's now school zone time. You
Yeah.
have to do 22.
Yeah.
Other than that, if the traffic flows at 45, and that's the normal cadence of traffic on the road,
Right.
adjust the speed limit. I don't
And,
see the issue.
because at the end of the day, people seek out their own level of speed. They know what's safe and what's not.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about, the overwhelming population. You
Yes.
know that you can't do 60 in a 40 because you can't handle the car.
And
But
you
if
can
it's
most
posted
most
40,
of
you can
humans can do
easily
it.
do 50, 55,
Mhm.
and you're still within driving parameters of being safe.
Yes, and that's where we just need to rethink all this stuff. I know we got bigger things to do and fish to fry and yell about John Thune and the Save Act, but I really wanted to look into this shit that really affects Americans every day, especially if you live near
Mhm.
a city. Which there's all kinds of things they do to you that just fucking screw with your daily life on purpose
Yeah.
because they're trying to bring in massive amounts of federal dollars
Yep.
for these transit projects that are not successful outside of things like New York or Chicago or in Europe when you're talking about high speed rail because Europe's small compared to the United States.
Sure.
So you can't bring your European thinking mind and go, I'm going to go from the Netherlands
Yeah, right.
to here and I'm going to be able to do it in 2 hours. That doesn't work. It doesn't work at all in the United States. It never really has. And if you look at the way that U.S. freight lines, trains, they still operate, but they're mostly non-functional at this point because everything's shipped by plane at this point,
Yeah.
by cargo plane.
Yep.
So I mean, other than something super fucking heavy that can't go in an 18-wheeler,
Right.
you don't need it. You don't even need the train system.
Yeah.
So
Well, I don't know because I think the train system is able to do like the work of 150 tractor trailers.
yes. Yeah, it is. I'm not dogging on the technology of the diesel electric engine. It's a really incredible build and design.
So incredible, dude.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying that since we have been eliminating rail lines, rail tracks
Right.
everywhere because
Yeah.
of the semi, the tractor trailer, that it's just becoming increasingly less useful compared to a heavy cargo lift plane or semi trucks for the final mile at least.
Yeah.
So
And I think the the tractor trailer system is going to become more and more autonomous, as generations go forward and stuff. You're going to see.
I agree. I think in 20 years, I know that sounds fast, that you really won't see a truck driver other than somebody who just it just bumps trucks to trailers in a parking lot.
Yeah, you're going to see 4 or 5 tractor trailers doing 70 miles an hour a foot apart from each other with the driver sitting in the back eating a ham sandwich.
If he's
But
even
the
in
only
it.
thing he has to do is put it at the loading dock and stuff at the end of the road.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe he's not even in it. And maybe it's just when they get to final destination, right? You got because it doesn't know any better. It just pulls into the lot, and then somebody boards the robot and
Yeah.
says, "All right, I'll back you into
I got you.
the
I'll back
dock
you
I want.
in. Yeah.
I'll back you into the dock. I know you could back in, robot, but I want you in a specific dock. I'll just take it from here." And so they're
Yeah. It's the
literally
same with
doing the
jets.
last
You know, they
500 yards.
yeah. They have jets that you know, take off, run the flight, land, and then it turns it over to the pilot to taxi into the gate.
Yes. And that's kind of where I see trucking going. And this is not new in commercial air flight or freighter
No,
air flight. Uh,
right.
autopilot is not what people think it means when it comes to airplanes anymore.
Right.
Autopilot is computer does basically
Yeah.
all of it. And you're like, well, how does it avoid other planes? It can see. It can see. It's got all the equipment the human has
Yeah.
to see. Plus, it's got cameras, so it's got eyeballs. It can fucking see. It just does the thing, and it's been doing it long before all of you that are screaming about
Yeah.
Waymo or cyber taxi. Long
Right.
before in the skies than cars and trucks,
Absolutely.
and it's
The King
been
Air,
nearly flawless.
I mean, Cessna 280 that I had seat time in, which is like a, 1/4 scale C-130. It's a twin engine. We used them all over Africa.
Mhm.
And then I could plug in autopilot. Well, autopilot on a Cessna 220 is basically cruise control. You
Right.
know what I mean? It's not as advanced as what we have now. It was basically keep your wings level,
Yeah,
keep
keep the
you at
speed.
1,000 feet, keep you at this notch, and where you could go take a pee break or something like that. And that, but it wasn't as, elaborate and stuff as it is now, for sure.
But well, no, I agree, but my whole point with the bigger planes, they've been able to land themselves for 15 years now with
Yep.
Autoland without a human. The human's sitting there. The human's getting paid $120,000 a year for
Yep.
the captain. And typically, and the captains I know that are family of mine, they prefer to
Yeah.
land themselves. But
Right.
you're like, yeah, if it's total mist, if it's total and you can't see a goddamn thing, you can
Yeah.
click one button that says auto land, and no passenger will know the difference,
Right.
and you're on the ground.
Yep. But when I was flying, it was me landing. I would do autopilot while we're going, like I said,
Yeah.
you know, and that kind of thing. But when it came to doing, final approach and all that kind of stuff, that's me, boy. That's my aircraft. Those are my people in the back, and I'm doing it.
I get it. Like the transition's also going to be a human transition. Just
Oh yeah,
realizing
yeah, for sure.
that
Yeah,
absolutely realizing that the robots can do this, and they can do this. They're gonna have to get used to them doing it better or safer than the human pilot, whether it be a
yeah,
car, a semi, or an airplane.
yeah,
And some of our commercial aircraft are way better in hazard conditions at landing a plane safely than a human.
yeah,
They can react faster. They're just better at it. And
yeah.
this was pre-AI.
So, do you think, Sean, that there will be a time when, let's say, a urban bus system would be totally autonomous? It
I
would make
do
all its stops, let the air out of the bags to let handicapped people on, fill back up, go to the next stop, and all that without a driver. Do you see
well, and
that?
I even think that because of the camera systems and modern AIs, not today, but it'll be able to throw out the handicap ramp so that a
Oh, yeah.
wheelchair
Oh, I got you.
can get
Yeah,
on, and then it will make sure that the wheelchaired person has gotten into a secured position before
yeah.
it starts moving again. If
Before
not,
it starts moving
it
again.
will
Yeah,
talk to them and say, "I
yeah,
need you to latch your safety,"
yeah.
because there is a safety harness on
No,
wheelchairs.
I got you. Yeah,
I think the AI with the modern AIs and cameras will absolutely be able to do this autonomously. But I think what's going to happen is going to be a total redesign of what we're looking at is, and I'm so glad I got stuck in the modern transportation experts world for like 3 days because I totally
sure.
looked normal. And I even saw a post that was it went big 100, 200, 300,000 something views by a guy I used to work with in the Indianapolis market.
Really?
Oh, I know him. He doesn't know me. I made a comment. If he knew who I was, he probably would have said, "Hey, hi, Sean. Totally disagree with you." But like, obviously, we disagreed even inside the industry about the
Yeah.
right way to do this, and
Right.
knowing that I was working for the government, I also knew not to push my politics whatsoever. Right?
Whatsoever. Yeah, that's
Because
right,
I
buddy.
had 3 kids and a wife, and I needed to feed all of them and put a roof over their head, and so that being said, what I see out of future transportation is gonna be totally different than what we have now, which is
Yeah,
bus lines or train lines. It's
yeah.
going to be a robot, small spec cars. If you wanna party, it'll be a bus that seats 15 or 16
Yeah.
with no driver, and it
Like
will
one of those, bridesmaids or buses or yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
It's like a F-550 with the big long like a airport shuttle or something. Is that what you're talking
yeah.
about? Yeah.
Yeah, basically an airport shuttle, one of those or a paratransit van, we call them in the
Or
industry.
paratransit. Yeah, yeah.
And though but they will be robots. Doesn't matter whether they're gas, diesel, or electric, because the robots, they just go do the thing, and it's
Yeah.
on demand, and it's not on the set track like a bus line or a railroad.
Oh, yeah, it's fully
So
yeah,
I know
independent.
like
Yeah.
in the transit, comes the government's going to want a cut of this. So the transit authority will say, "Well, we're going to gridlock it to this county because this is the only county, Cook County being Chicago or Marion
Right.
County being Indianapolis. We're going
Yeah.
to lock them from going outside of that county." But yeah, you could use the service. It's $7.
So, have you seen, um, you know, like forward-thinking countries, like Norway and Sweden and stuff like that? Are they already doing this kind of thing, or do you know?
Yeah, so uh, sort of they are, and they again they get too much government into it, not enough
Yeah.
private
No,
sector.
I got that. Yeah.
And again, this gets back into the paratransit style mobility, where there's these rides or the micro
Oh,
transit they
all
call
right.
it.
So sorry to interrupt, but let me back up a minute. So your thesis is it would start with paratransit, not with mass transit.
If
You
the
know.
government is paying for it, but I don't think ultimately that the government ends up paying for all of this because in the long run it's going to be way cheaper, and I know this is going to be sounding weird, way cheaper to not even own a car. Because here's why: if Tesla could just, and Waymo and all the other companies, Ford just recently sent out a message to stockholders and said we fucked up We're going all in on full self-drive. And here's what we're doing, stockholders. Stellantis, remember there was a company called GM once that laughed at Tesla and
Yeah,
full self-drive that doesn't exist anymore?
that's right. It doesn't
Stellantis
exist
owns
anymore.
them.
That's right.
Stellantis about a week ago also came out and basically said the same thing as we fucked up big time. So
Right.
we're going all in on full self-drive. And that doesn't mean we're gonna take away your gas engine. That doesn't mean for those companies, right? What I see happening, Paul, is that there will be so many robots available on the road in 10 or 15 years that young people who really don't have the interest in driving that Gen X and the boomers had,
Oh yeah,
they're
100%.
just
Yeah.
going to be like, fuck it. I'll just hail a ride. Oh
Yeah.
shit, it's 7 minutes away. You
Yeah.
guys want to go? That's what I see happening. And
Yeah.
that's where public transportation, taxpayer funded, will eventually die because private transportation
Right.
will just take over the world, starting with America.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still going to want to own my 18-year-old Highlander. You're still going to want to own your 12-year-olds today don't give a shit what the
Yeah.
IROC Z is.
Right.
They don't give a shit what
Yeah.
the new Corvette.
No, and I've got to say, I've got probably half a dozen 20 somethings. Maybe the oldest is 25, and they go from 19 or 20 to 25. None of them own a car. They either take public transportation or they Uber if they're going to go to a club or something
Yep,
like that.
yep.
And they actually tease me and go, "Yeah, Papa, why would you go to a pub in your car where you're going to have a few beers and take the risk of a DUI? Why don't you just Uber like everyone else in the world does?"
Well, no, and that's true. Especially in urban areas, it'll happen there first. And everyone, like, the last thing people argue with me will be about, well, I've got a mile long driveway. I live 27 miles away from the closest grocery store.
Yeah,
How the hell? And I said, you'll just open your app on your phone and say, hey, listen, tomorrow I'd like to go to the store.
yeah,
To be there at 10 a.m. And it will go, okay, scheduling. Our
right.
car will be available at your door front at 9:27 a.m. And you're gonna go, what? Holy fuck,
Yeah, yeah,
right? And, and, and you and I will still keep our old cars. We just might not use them much. it'll be
yeah.
it'll be like riding a horse. People still do it, but they don't do it to pull cargo to the the depot.
Well, I gotta say, I kind of feel like I'm already doing that. I mean, I've got an F-150, you know, and I use it to go to the feed store. I use it to go to the lumber store, and I pick up, you know, this and that I need. Now I still have the Lexus on the hopes that Tanya's going to be able to drive again,
Sure.
but I think when the lease is up on that, bro, I don't know if I'm going to renew it. I just think we'll
Well,
be a
here's the
different
other.
family,
You bring up a great point. I think, and I know it's not available today, but well, technically is with a really expensive Cybertruck. But she like people like her with neurological disabilities
Yeah.
won't need to drive if they have a FSD vehicle.
Yeah.
They can just get in and say, "Take me to Publix," or whatever.
I would love so if that technology becomes mainstream,
It
I'm getting
exists,
one of
but it's
those
only
vehicles
it's
so
right
she can go
now.
to her doctor's appointments
Yes.
She can, pick me up at the airport. She can do all those kind of things without having to make those neurological decisions.
Right. Yes. Yes. Motor functions neurological. And so it technically does exist today, but only with the Cybertruck. This will be rolling out what looks like next year. It will be rolling out to all Tesla vehicles. And so somebody who, for whatever reason, like the people said, why would you drive to the bar? You can get in the back of one of your your Tesla YLs or something like that. Just get in the
Yeah,
back seat and say, take me the fuck home.
yeah,
Next year, it'll fucking do it. And it'll park where it's always supposed to park. And you can
yep.
stumble your ass out. And this is where I think Ford and Stellantis made a mistake with autonomy, is that not us coming home from the bar, it's that people who can no longer drive or for whatever health reason won't have to drive. They can
Right.
just literally
And
get
that's
into
my
it.
main point, Sean.
Yes.
And Tanya really wants that autonomy.
Yes.
It kicks her ass, and it's unwarranted by the way. And
Uh,
you know this, you know what I mean? But it kicks her ass that I have to take her to all her appointments. I gotta take her to Hobby Lobby to get her paintings framed. I've gotta I've gotta do all, physical therapy.
well,
Where if
yeah,
she had an autonomous vehicle, she could just climb in and have all this stuff pre-programmed.
you
Hey,
don't
take
even
me
have to
to
pre-program it. You literally say, "Hey, Aura, I want to go to Hobby Lobby in well, I'm just
yeah,
gonna
and
pick a town,
Tyler. Yep,
West
yeah,
Amo, Indiana.
yeah,
By the way, on the way, I want to stop at a drive-through coffee shop
yeah,
so I can get some coffee." And then the thing, like I've watched the videos out of the Cybertruck, Aura, the AI, comes back and says, "Okay, I've found you a coffee shop 27 minutes away, 5 minutes away from your destination. Would you like to start your trip?"
so the Cybertrucks are already doing that, but not the rest
Yeah.
because there's a couple of Teslas she likes the look of, but
As
she
long as
hates
they
the
can, all
Cybertruck.
right, so as long as they can accept, as long as they basically can accept FSD 14.2 is the operating system.
Right,
Doesn't really matter which one you get her.
okay,
They will all, and they will only continually get better from here on out.
yeah,
But they will do that. The other thing you have to look at Cybertruck. That being said, SUV might be better for her getting
it
up and
really
out.
would be, the YL or
Yeah, the
whatever,
YL.
yeah,
Yeah, right. It's high enough, but not
high enough for her, yeah,
Cybertruck. Yeah.
yeah,
And they're all more than capable of doing that. And as long as she's sitting in the driver's seat, uh, the car will just go,
yeah.
and it literally will take it. She won't have to touch a thing in the
And that's
fucking
what she
coffee
wants
shop
is that
drive-through.
independence, Sean, it really is.
And well, the important thing, well, not first is the independence, but the robot literally will understand to pull up to the drive-through speaker, then understand to pull up to the drive-through window to pay and pick up before it moves on to its next destination.
Oh, yeah,
Does all of that for you,
yeah. And
right?
would it be able to, what I do now is I pull up front to, um, the neurological center, and I let her out, and then I go park because the neurological center is huge and the
Yes,
parking lot is huge, and
from
I don't want her walking
right.
3/4 of a mile to get back to the building.
From everything I've seen, I know the Cybertruck is the best at this. but the rest of them will soon have the drop me off at door and then go park feature.
Okay.
So it's not today, except for
Yeah.
the Cybertruck.
Yeah.
The rest of them are very close from what I see.
Gotcha.
And that's another big one. And when you look at the screen, right? Like we're looking at a screen right now. You tell it what you wanted to do too. You like, do you want it to? I want it to park. I want it to back and park. I want it to drop me off at the front door and go park. And you
Yeah.
select that, and before you hit start ride.
Oh, you just program all that in and then it does it.